Hello everyone, I'm Noah Miller and welcome to today's video. Let me tell you my story. It all started back 2 years ago, almost. I was 13 and it was the summertime, and in just a matter of a few days to a couple of weeks, we were going to go up to Iowa to see my grandmother on my mom's side of the family, when I started to notice that the big toe on my right foot kind of hurt when it was touched. It kind of bothered to walk, or to just tap something with my foot, or to touch it a little bit. So I told my parents and they took me to the doctor. The foot doctor said that my nail was coming off and it had to be removed. So he removed my toenail. Yeah, pretty gross, and it hurt a lot. I was really scared and really nervous when he told me he was going to remove my nail. But it happened. I made it through it. The toenail was supposed to grow back good and fine, and everything was supposed to be well. That's not what happened. After he removed my toenail, my toe didn't look like a toe should, I guess. What I'm trying to say is, instead, where there's the nail bed, there's a little, a dip in the toe where it's normal, and then it goes down where the nail was. Well, at the very tip of my toe, instead of staying at that consistent down, it would bulge back up. To help get my point across, here's a rough illustration of what my toe was supposed to look like without a nail on it. And here's an illustration of what it did look like with the bump on the end. I just thought it was normal. I didn't pay any attention to it. It didn't bother me. It didn't hurt. So, about 2 years later, I come to the foot doctor to check my toe. By that time, my toenail has grown out, but not all the way. Right at the start of the bump on the end of my toe, it is stopped, and it doesn't grow out any further. Instead, it thickens and it gets yellowish. Nasty stuff. The doctor removed my toenail again. Thankfully, it was not as painful because the toenail that had grown out was not attached to my toe all the way like it was supposed to be. Instead, it was only attached on the inside of my toe. Again, I was very nervous and very worried when he said he had to remove it, but it was not as bad as the first time. We came back probably a week later. I pointed out to him that the toenail had not grown over that bump on the end of my toe. The reason why I ignored the bump on my toe is because I thought it was normal, to be honest, and I thought the toenail would just mow right over it, sort of, and flatten it out and just grow right over it and be a normal toenail. But that's not what happened. So I told the doctor about what I observed. He took an x-ray of my toe and noticed that bump is what is called a bone spur. Basically, on the tip of my bone in my big toe, there is a little place on the bone that grows up, kind of like a spike, sort of. Here's a rough sketch of what the x-ray of my toe probably looked like. It didn't hurt or bother me or anything, and that bump was there since he removed my toenail the first time. So I started wondering, maybe that bone spur is what caused the toenail problems in the first place. We had to remove the bone spur in order for the toenail to grow out all the way and the bump on the end of my toe to be gone. And just recently, in fact, it was the very first day of Christmas break, I went to the hospital to have surgery on my toe, and they removed the bone spur. I was very scared. They were gonna have to put me to sleep and open me up and cut my bone, basically. Just the spur, not the actual bone. It went well. It was a very good process, but I was very, very scared and very nervous, and I was crying at some points in time in the hospital. We got to the hospital 2 hours early before the surgery, because that's when I was supposed to be there. The surgery was at noon, and we arrived at 10, and they took me to a waiting room in which I had to put on a hospital gown, and I had to lay in a hospital bed, and they stuck me with an IV. Now, I will tell you guys, despite the fact of the surgery, the IV had to be the worst part. When they stuck it in my left arm, right where my elbow bends, right on the inside of my elbow, it stung really bad, and it stung for a long time, and I could not move my arm or it would sting even more. Oh, please, can we get the surgery done? This IV. Then they took me to a holding room, which is basically a room where they have you wait in between the waiting room and the surgery room. My family had to go wait in one of the waiting rooms that's for normal people to wait in, and my mom came with me to the holding room. I was watching the time, and every moment that it would get closer to 12, I would start to get nervous. I was really nervous and really scared. So my mom prayed for me. She sang to me, and she sang a song, a really, really nice song. It was about peace. When she would sing that song to me, I would stop being nervous and I would cry. It would help me to calm down, but it would kind of give me tears of joy, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember exactly how the song goes, but it was about peace. And it was really good. And then the nurses came in, the doctor talked to me, and the nurses started singing the same song with me because they knew it too. And that was just amazing. And then they took me into the surgery room. There's a little part on the IV where you can attach other medication shot looking thingies. So the anesthesia was in the shot looking thing, and when I got in there, she attached it to the IV and she basically put the anesthesia right in my blood. The last thing I remember was there was two nurses, and they were both ladies, and one of them was there, and she was asking me questions about me, and that's the last thing I remember, and I just fell asleep. And then I woke up about 1:50, and I remember being in the holding room for a split second. There were two different nurses, I think. And they were asking me, "Are you okay? How was it? How do you feel? Are you fine?" And that's all I remember. And then I remember waking up again, and I was in the waiting room, and my family was there. And it's kind of fuzzy, my memory then. I don't remember what was going on, what they were asking me. But I do remember one of the nurses coming in. It was a different nurse. And she offered me some Sprite because I was really thirsty. Before surgery, before they give you anesthesia, they have you not eat or drink like 12 hours prior to your surgery. So I could not eat after dinner the previous night. So I was very hungry and very thirsty. So she gave me some Sprite and I drank the whole thing, man. I was thirsty. That stuff was good. They wrapped up my foot in this, basically. Actually, when they wrapped it up, it was more of a skin color. The reason why it's red now is because I visited the doctor, and he checked my toe, and it's doing good. And then, he rewrapped it in this red stuff. There's nothing wrong with my foot. It's just wrapped around my whole foot, I guess, to keep that on, because it's on top of that, sort of. And they also gave me this shoe to wear with it. So it's got 3 straps, and I just put my foot in and strap it up just like that, basically. My surgery was on the 21st of December, and up until Christmas, all I could do was just sit around on the couch with my leg propped up on the ottoman and just That's it, really. That's all I could do. Because it hurt to stand up because the blood went down to my toe, and it hurt because of the cut. And I had to take pain pills every so often, all those days. What's really cool is on Christmas Day, my toe stopped constantly hurting because it was in a constant pain. That's why I had to take the pain medicine. But on Christmas, it stopped. When I woke up, it wasn't hurting anymore. The only reason why it started hurting again is because I hit my toe on the couch while trying to open presents. And then I had to take a pain pill, but I haven't taken one since then because my toe hasn't been bothering me, and that's really good. Whenever I wanted to walk around, I had to wear my shoe, even if I was just walking around the house. But now I don't have to wear the shoe anymore. I haven't worn it since Christmas. The only reason why I would wear it is if I was going outside. And I haven't been outside because it is really cold and my toes are completely exposed. So I cannot go outside. But now that everything's said and done, everything is okay. My toe doesn't bother me. I can walk, and today I'm going to get my stitches removed. Now, since I've had stitches and bandages on my toe, I've not been able to wash my foot. So, as soon as I get home for my doctor's appointment today to remove my stitches, I'm going to take a shower and wash my foot because it is very, very dirty.
Ta-da. Alright, we're going to take the stitches out here. There's, I think, 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pinch a little bit.
Okay.
There's one.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Did you feel anything?
It just feels weird. Ow. Ow.
That's 2. One more.
That hurts.
This one's just a little stubborn. Tilt this down so I can see better. Point your toe down for me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll try to get it from this other angle.
Oh, ow, ow, oh.
There we go.
Oh, that hurt.
All right.
That was all of them?
That's all of them.
Wow.
Now all this is going to dry up and should peel off, okay? Where that skin is kind of bulged up there.
Okay.
Okay.
I just got out of the shower. That's what my toe looks like. Yeah, so my toenail is going to grow out all the way. It's going to be fine. It's not going to be thick and nasty. It's not going to have fungus, but it will grow out all the way and it'll be perfect. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Hint, hint. Ooh, I wonder what that is. Well, you'll find out in the next video. See y'all. Peace.